Hey everybody, it's K420 and I'm back for another quick video. Not one that I'm really excited about doing, but I believe it's important that um, we address things like this that are happening in our world, and I want to address it from both sides because, as you all know, I'm married um, to a lovely woman, and this was a lesbian couple who was married and had adopted 6 children. So let's take a second and see what is going on.
It's 5:31 this morning. Investigators are retracing the final moments before a Woodland family died when their SUV went over that cliff. New information reveals the crash was no accident. Data from the Hart family's SUV shows that it stopped at the turnout along the California coast and then just accelerated over the cliff. KGW's Rachel Raffinelli is live in the newsroom now with more details on this very disturbing case. Rachel.
Yeah, Brenda, this morning, 3 of the Hart children are still missing, but detectives do believe that all 6 kids were in that SUV at the time of the crash. The very moment detectives say one of the moms hit the gas and drove the SUV off that cliff on purpose.
Yeah, I think it's horrible what happened. I don't know why you have to drag kids into the fold when they're thinking about taking their own life.
In Woodland, many are heartbroken for the Hart children. Investigators say they learned the Hart family SUV stopped, then accelerated off the California cliff from a sensor that's part of the airbag controls.
Based on what we have preliminarily, I can say that roughly 70 feet from the edge, and it was pure acceleration from the last brake application until it hit the bottom of the cliff, the ocean.
The crashed SUV was discovered a week ago today, along with the bodies of the married couple who lived in Woodland, Jennifer and Sarah Hart, and 3 of their children. At the top of the cliff, no skid marks, no brake marks. The speedometer was pinned at 90 miles per hour, but investigators say the finding is not conclusive. It could have been moved at the impact of the crash. They also now say they're not sure which mother was behind the wheel, but regardless, they say they do believe this crash was intentional. A stunning development, but really not a shock to neighbors who called Child Protective Services, saying Devontae Hart, seen here in this viral photo, said his moms would withhold food as punishment.
It's not a surprise. I expected with the way things went from CPS getting called to where we are today that was my expectation of what the outcome would be.
Investigators say they also did not find any obvious signs of violence or even a suicide note to the family home. They say it will take several weeks to know exactly what happened and why. Guys, back to you.
Now, I'm going to quickly keep going here because some friends of the victims have been located, and we're going to get to what they say about this in a minute. Basically, it says all 6 of the children were adopted, according to the friend's Facebook post. Hold on 1 second, it's right here. Jen and Sarah had been together for 18 years. Wow. You don't see that much. This is heavy facts. Come on, let's go. Let me go down. Of course, no, it went too far. Devontae Hart, the son, actually was in that picture where he hugged. He was at a lot of Bernie Sanders rallies, and he was in Ferguson for I believe it was Michael Brown protest, and he was the kid that was always holding the free hug sign, and he is in the picture with the officer giving him a hug. It was amazing. It says that they were the bodies. Now listen, guys, okay, only 3 children have been found so far. I think 4. I think another one's been found, okay? But the bodies of the mothers were both seatbelted in. Jennifer was driving. 19-year-old Marcus Hart, 14-year-old Jeremiah Hart, and 14-year-old Abigail Hart were all discovered outside the car. They were not in the car, they were outside the car. 3 of the children, 12-year-old Sierra Hart, 16-year-old Hannah Hart, and 15-year-old Devontae Hart, all remain missing. On Saturday, April 7th, a couple vacationing saw a body floating in the ocean near where the crash happened. A third bystander pulled the body on the beach. Officials have not yet identified the person, but said it was a female African American, possibly one of the 3 missing children. Okay, here's the SUV at the bottom of the cliff. When it was located, it was located. They're not sure how long after the crash, but 3 of the children were outside the vehicle. The mothers were strapped inside. Okay, come on. I will not be using this site again. There we go. This is the one where I believe the friend speaks. Yep, it is. Come on. There we go. It says, I think, a friend of family in Cliff Crash says, I think Jen and Sarah should be idolized. Here's Devontae in that viral picture. This went viral in 2014. Yes, it was at the Ferguson protests. As far as I know, his body has not yet been found. This is their old home in, I believe, Portland, Oregon, because that's where they were from. They went off a cliff on the California coast, but I believe they were recently living in Washington. So they were also homeschooled. So there was a lot of questions about these neighbors that in the beginning of my video you heard speaking. These neighbors had recently, the day before, called CPS on the family. Apparently CPS was coming out right here. The Harts have recently been contacted by Child Protective Services at their Washington home where they moved less than a year ago. Neighbors had reported that some of the children said parents withheld food and came to the neighbor's home begging to be fed. In 2011, Sarah Hart pled guilty to charges of domestic assault after police in Minnesota said she hit one of her daughters. But close friend Rosser, who met the family through their shared passion for live music, said that those details omit the family's real story. They were loving, acting, and full of love. I don't think you can find anyone that could have said a negative thing about them. And then, sorry guys, I'm sick still. Down here it says, my instinct was it was at night, she said. I don't know if they knew CPS was at the door or not. Maybe if they did know, they left to have a family vacation to talk about what was going on. It was not anything of running scared. That is definitely not it, says a friend. This is now there was no suicide note found in the home. There was nothing found out of place. Police have confiscated computers and laptops and phones, I believe, and some bank records, credit cards and bank records to try to see if they can identify anything other. But this thing with the neighbors, okay? I have 6 children, and I know what happens especially when you don't give kids exactly. I'm sorry, but kids are known to say things like, my mom doesn't feed me, just because they know there's a nice friendly neighbor that hands them a treat every time they come by. And now, mind you, you've got children who've been adopted from homes that were very if you read about the children that were adopted, they were from very violent and dangerous homes. Now, so that comes along with behavior issues. One of them being, I'm not saying one of them was lying. I'm just saying it happens. And if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. Kids will say some things that could really get you in trouble that if taken the wrong way. Okay. So the body that they found has not been identified yet, but like I said, I believe there was 2 boys and 1 girl left missing. So it's probably no, there's 2 girls and 1. Devontae is the only boy left missing, which is really concerning because, the 2 mothers were seatbelted in. The kids, this was the middle of the night. They didn't have a chance. A lot of friends feel like they didn't know that the road was there, or that the road curved, and that the cliff went off where there was a 75-foot parking area. So I don't know. Did the family freak out thinking that CPS was going to step in and take, their 6 children away? This is obviously a very tight-knit family. Obviously, these kids have been through hell and back once. I'm not excusing what these mothers did. I just want you guys to think of more than just what the mainstream news is telling you. Because there's nobody here now to speak for the love that family had, louder than the act that they committed. So now I want you to see this, to be fair. Okay, a former friend said she reported abuse in 2013. So I'm being fair about this. Come on, here we go. 2 Oregon moms who are believed to have killed their 6 kids by driving a car off the cliff were reported in 2013 for starving them as punishment. Alexandra Agropoulos, a former friend of Jennifer and Sarah, came forward to child welfare in Oregon after witnessing controlling, emotional, and cruel punishment. The Oregon Department of Human Services investigated, interviewed the children, and it was clear they were coached by their moms on what to say. But authorities told her there wasn't enough evidence to make a case. My heart is completely broken. The current system failed these children from their abusers. Now, this is where I'm being fair because this could be very true. Pictures don't tell the truth of what's really going on behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Those pictures all might look cute and pretty, but like they're all one big happy family, but obviously there was things going on. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. All right, come on. Pain in the butt. What the heck? If I could pause this, I would. Sorry, guys. Well, I guess we're not going to watch this one. I'm not going to stand for that crap. I have patience. Here we go. Sorry. I figure you'd rather hear me blow it than not. All right, here we go. Here's the family again. As I said, pictures. This is in 2013. It says they drove and by the way, you guys, so you know, the speedometer was pinned at 90 miles an hour. So, and they actually have a computer that will tell them whether she hit the brakes, tried to stop from going off the cliff, or if and what it said preliminarily was that she did not hit the brakes. She stopped 75 feet before the cliff, which means she saw the cliff and then punched the gas again. So that's preliminary. So it says, according to KATU, Sarah Hart smacked one of her daughters so hard the 6-year-old was left with a bruise on her back. The complaint filed in Minnesota 8 years ago revealed that the bruises were spotted by the teacher after the girl said she had owies on her tummy. Hart freely admitted that she and her partner Jennifer had resorted to spanking to deal with the child's behavior. See, I mean, there's pictures don't always tell the truth about what's going on, and we have to start I guess we have to start taking those warning signs and really listening to them. I mean, look how many lives could have been saved if people had listened to the people who were shouting at the top of their lungs. Nicholas Cruz was going to shoot up a school. Obviously, abusers were shouting at the top of their people were shouting at the top of their lungs that there was abuse in this home. I'm concerned that the neighbors may have taken things a little out of, but the point is that there was 2 other serious complaints of abuse in the years prior, which I believe that's why they started homeschooling the kids, is that there was an incident where CPS had been called over that stuff at school, and they began to homeschool the kids at that point. So this may have very well been a suicide. Maybe one was suicidal and the others didn't know it, and she took their lives. I don't know if we'll ever know. What the heck? Go back, you stinker. I had a last little video I wanted you to see, but I guess it's not going to let me show it to you. Come on. It was all lined up. But anyway, what I wanted you to see was that the update had been, they had basically done, oh, here we go, updates on Jennifer Hart. I'll just pull it back up again. Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's see right here. This one I wanted to just show you. Oh no, more updates. This one right here, and it's weird because there's that missed signals one is probably one we should really look at because there was a lot of missed signals. I think we just said that, but that's all right. You guys know what to check out when we're done here. But I wanted to show you this video. It's sad because what if they were sleeping? I believe it was the night at the time, and so the kids are found outside of the car. Or what if some of them didn't die already? It's just terrible to think about. I'm sorry to say that, but we have to start paying attention to the warning signs, guys. We have to. If we want to save lives, then unfortunately we have to. That very first warning sign has to be enough to step in and say, okay, I think we need to get help for this family or these kids right now before another Sarah and Jennifer Hart situation happen. Mind you, missing right now, I believe, is this girl, or it's one of the two girls, and Devontae are still missing. Sorry. Sad. It's very sad. I feel for the pain that anyone who's been touched by those kids, are feeling right now. And if the video is not going to work, okay, maybe it is. I just want to get it going for you guys so you don't have to stay. Washington Post. You see how slow it loads? All right, I guess, yeah, it's not going to play. So, hello. Wow. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry to make you wait. I tried. The video doesn't want to play. I don't know what's being stubborn. Let's try one more time. If it doesn't play, then I'm going to let you go because there's another video I've got ready to go about a young lady who's been who was accidentally embalmed alive. And I hope you check it out because these are the things that aren't said that should be on the nightly news, but unfortunately this fraud that's being portrayed about our government is covering blanketing every channel right now. But these are the things we need to be seeing because we need to pay attention to what warning signs we're missing. And it's a terrible thing. I had this video all set to go. All right, guys. Well, it's not gonna. Something's not right because see, it says 000. So, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you soon, and stop in and check up on updates for the Sarah and Jennifer Hart family. And I'm sure that. So I'm sure that you want to keep up on when and if they find the three children. I will do an update video in the next few days if Devontae, Hannah, or I believe Sierra have been found.